What's going on, guys? It's David Duford here. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I help agents become top producers and recruit them too. Sell things like final expense, Medicare, and annuities nationwide, over the phone or face to face. Thanks for being here. So I'm putting this video together because a common question I get asked from the more newer type of insurance agent is, do I have to have an upline if I'm going to sell insurance? And the short of it is yes. But you may want to know why you have to have an upline, and what I'm going to try to do here is explain why the system is set up this way, and why it's, I would argue, potentially advantageous, actually very advantageous if you pick the right upline. So why do you have to go through a middleman to sell insurance? Why can't you actually contract with the carriers directly? It seems kind of silly to have to go through a couple of extra steps, right, in order to sell some insurance. Why not just go directly to the source? Well, here's what happened throughout the last really 50 years. The business used to be this way. You used to get a job as an insurance agent at a carrier. They would help develop you as a producer. They would pay you a wage, give you benefits, etc., in order for you to be a salesman at the said carrier. But what happened really over the past, like I said, 40, 50 years, is that, like in a lot of other industries, you saw the benefits, the programs put into place to benefit these agents, not just during their career, but after their career, go away. For example, if you think of the car industry, it used to be that there were tons of benefits working for the car industry, and many others too as well, and a lot of that has changed. Well, this happened a lot in the insurance world as the independent channel started to unearth, as agents started to, as it was more promoted, to sell multiple carriers as opposed to one to be a better advantage to the client. The career channel, the traditional process of selling for another company, dropped away. And this was a benefit to a lot of carriers, arguably, because they could also get rid of legacy benefits, paying for, health insurance, life insurance, etc. I think JCPenney in recent times having to carry the cost of retirees. And so that the carrier could really just eliminate a lot of these things and focus more on building the product and then outsourcing the actual selling of the products to a direct sales channel, to what we call a marketing organization, or an upline in this case. So what's happened is that's really where 80% of the volume is now. It's inside of these direct sales oriented marketing organizations where you have to have an upline to do business. It takes a significant amount of production over the course of many years, plus quota requirements in order to directly appoint to these carriers, and that usually requires that you also have an enormous, tremendous organization beneath you. So what's the moral of the story here? You're gonna have an upline. It's not worth the juice isn't worth the squeeze to try to find how to get around it. The question is, how do you get around it? The question isn't how do you get around it. The question is, how do I find an upline that will provide me support, mentorship, training, a fair commission, a great upside opportunity, and give me a fair shot at this business? Because many of the uplines you're probably looking at don't provide all that. It's hard to find even one of those things in a lot of these uplines, because if you haven't found out by now, this business is predominated by insurance MLMs, okay? Insurance MLMs rule the world when it comes to recruiting. So if you find yourself getting entrapped by fat stacks of cash being shared or shown to you on camera, by people showing off their rented Lamborghinis, showing off their ugly, big fat rings that they're wearing because of their accomplishments, run. That's usually a sign you're dealing with a raw Kool-Aid drinking MLM. What should you do instead? Do your due diligence. Find an organization that will not just recruit you, but coach you and train you to become a top producer, that will actually answer your questions, that will encourage you to go work, to help you as you are working, and give you access to great carriers with great commissions. The good news is today, especially with the internet being the way you can find out this stuff, it is a lot easier than it used to be to find alternatives to the insurance MLMs. And I'm proud to say that's what I do in my agency. I'm interested in doing exactly what I described, which is essentially the anti-MLM of the world, providing an opportunity to agents that want to learn the craft of selling insurance, not go out there and recruit anybody with a pulse, and maximize their capability to earn an income through personal production, so that maybe one day, if they want to, they can recruit and build their own team. So if this is of interest to you, if you like what you hear, it's very easy to learn more. Simply click a link up here, over there, or down below. There's something somewhere. And that will bring you to a web page that will describe more about how my agency works, answer some basic questions that you probably have. And then if you like what you see, you'll hear how you can learn more and possibly join. Let me make a left turn before I kill myself. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Subscribe if you haven't, if you like this kind of videos. I do a lot of them, in fact, every day. And other than that, if there's anything I can do for you, holler at me. I'll be around. Y'all take care. See you.